video, we're going to talk about the hustle mindset. It's a message that we're surrounded by on social media, especially if you're running your own business or you want to frame yourself as some form of entrepreneur in some way. It's the grind and don't quit hashtag kind of mindset that you've always constantly got to be hustling. And apart from sounding like some form of sexual predator, it also risks you burning out really quickly, because what a lot of people assume this should mean is that they work all of the hours in the day, every day, in order to be able to achieve their goals. Now, I will first and foremost say that I have certainly had my battles with this kind of mindset as well, both as an actor and as a voiceover artist, because you want to try and do everything that is in your power so that you can keep doing, hopefully to a better and better level, the thing that you love doing, whether or not that's voicing, or whether or not that's acting, or whether or not that's something else entirely. And obviously I think the recent COVID situation has doubled down on that for many people. Many people are more isolated, many people are working on their own, and if you're already a workaholic anyway, then that whole pretty toxic cycle is only exacerbated by the current situation, I would say, because you've got less outside stimulus to distract you and remind you that you actually have a life. My only kind of real caveat to that, because it's such a big subject, and this is a hopefully relatively short video, is to try and not confuse this and motivation with what you should actually be doing. In terms of the grind, there is grind, not of the sexual kind, often. With the work that I do every day in terms of running my voiceover business, or indeed in terms of like the theatre producing that I do, there's lots of relatively either boring or unpleasant things that I need to do on a daily basis in order to yield potential results. The acts in themselves, knocking the mic again, don't necessarily motivate me. They don't inspire me as acts unto themselves. Doing the research for people, or emailing people on a consistent basis, or thrashing out the details of a contract aren't innately inspiring and motivating to me, and I can't wait for that level of motivation. The grind of that is knowing what the task is and doing it anyway. Going back to another video that I made on getting things done, you have all of the systems, so you work out what it is that you actually need to do to get where you are, the order that you need to do it and to prioritize do it, and then you find some sort of system, whether or not that's a list, whether that's using software like Notion or Evernote or whatever works for you, so that you have a system and you systematically go through it and do those things. And then the grind is making sure that you complete those things, regardless of your level of motivation, even though that you want to be distracted, even though that it's been a tough day for various reasons, not to do with your business, and really all you want to do is sleep. You still try and get it done, or you do your damnedest knowing where you are in that given period of time to do what you can do. It is not working till 6, then having dinner, and then working till midnight. That obviously, in terms of like, if you want results fast, I'm not saying, embracing the challenge and doing more work when you feel that you can, but just realize that that whole other cycle of like, I work until midnight and then I get up at 5 a.m. and then I do another 3 hours work then and blah, 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 blah. That unto itself will burn you out, and that will mean that ultimately all the goals that you set up to achieve more quickly are going to be more at risk. Because you burn out, it means that you will end up either having a breakdown or needing a much longer break to recover as a result. And because of these things, you'll end up basically, it's the whole tortoise hare analogy essentially, but it's not manageable and sustainable for long periods of time. So when people talk about grind and don't quit and, the hustle and that kind of thing, I would just say, don't be looking for the motivation with things. Have clear ideas about the stuff that you need to do on a daily basis, and just trying to find different ways of pushing your way through it. Game it if you want. Give yourself a little challenge and little rewards, like if I do these 5 things by X time, then I'll have 10 minutes on Instagram, or I'll play a game of FIFA on my PlayStation, or whatever, you know, to kind of like perk your way through it. Experiment in that kind of way, but don't confuse motivation and energy and all of these quite amorphous and generalized things for necessarily being effective and working consciously. I hope that makes some kind of sense. If you wanted any more steers on how to kind of structure your business if you work in voiceover, then please do check out my Skillshare course. The link is below. It is free. Otherwise, I hope that you found this useful, of some thought. Please don't burn out. Thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you next time.